Galaga Guy 88 back at you from the boiler room, and I am so excited right now. I have finally been able to get everything I need to create one of my favorite games of all time and putting it into an arcade 1-up. That's right, it's Shredder's Revenge. I was so excited about it, I went ahead and started and forgot to start filming. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all what we've got done so far, as well as show you the modifications that I'm doing along the way, and, of course, the end product. Stick around. First and foremost, just some of the modifications that I have done. Obviously, this is a Rampage cab. You can see the kick plate there on the front, as well as the sides, showing you what this used to be. As far as the modifications done, you can see there is an Intech deck here. It already installed. There are a ton of videos online showing how to put that in there. It's a very simple mod. Even if you're a new person at it, someone like me who's not very techy when it comes to things, it's still something super easy that you can do. Also, too, we have the Shredder's Revenge light up marquee from Retro 530. I had reached out online to see who had this, and they were more than happy to supply it with me or for me. This too is an easy install. It has just one screw on each side. You just unscrew the old one. You might need to loosen up the side panels a little bit, but you can just take the old one out, throw that away because it's wood, and then shuffle this one in there and screw it in with their screws. Very easy mod you can do. Also from Retro 530, there's actually shelving you can buy from them and put things on top of. It may look a little weird right now because I do have the glass off, because I have other things that I've set up. That's why those tags are up there too. Just different ways I wanted to put things. Wanted to make sure that they set up correctly. And then I took them down because we're going to have to reskin this thing. And I didn't want to lose where I had everything set up. So that's why that's there. Now, as far as the brain on this thing, this may surprise some, but it is a Nintendo Switch. A lot of people, as I've said before, there's a ton of ways to use this Intech deck. You can modify it and have tens of thousands of games on this, which is a great option, but that's not really what I wanted this cab for. I wanted it to be an easy mod and play the game that I really wanted to play on it, which is Shredder's Revenge. The Switch was the easiest way to do this for me. I was able to go on eBay and find one for really cheap. It's banged up. It does have some issues with the screen where it has some fading, things like that, but it was really, really cheap and it's going to work for this mod because I never really need to take it out or use it for much of anything. So that's the route that I went with it. What's cool about that too is all the other games I can play on this from my Switch are just added bonuses for me. So definitely some cool mods here. So now that we've got some of the things that I've already done to it, let's go ahead and continue on in the modding process and show you what else we can do. Now, my least favorite part of doing this is getting this table. This side has been broken for a while. There we go. It's blocking me now. Oh, I'm so nervous. Why do they roll it up like this? Oh. Would you look at that? So this is the part where I feel like a lot of people get nervous about reskinning the cab. They want to do these different cabs that they have, but they're just nervous about putting the skin on them or reskinning them, putting those new decals on. That's the main thing, is just to have patience during this. A couple things that you'll need, obviously a knife, but I've even used just a normal like tool knife that's kind of the same but a little bit fatter. I've used that too, just as long as you make sure that it is very sharp. Two, normally, who have ordered through in the past, these are pre-cut for you. You're not having to cut all this out by hand. Normally, they've already cut it for you. This one I went through Repro, R-E P-R-O, Repro, Retro, Pre-Pro, something like that. I have the link to them in the bottom there. Arcade. They're based out of the UK, and I was actually surprised that it's not pre-cut. So I am pre-cutting it currently. In order to do that, it's not too nerve-wracking. Just find something that you straight piece of something. Also, another tool you're going to need to use during this, obviously, is a squeegee. You can find these at Walmart. Also, too, you're going to need some painter's tape. So make sure you have that handy too. And we're going to show you just how easy this can be. Now, what's cool about this too is that I did leave a little bit of room. You want to do that too, just so you can have that extra and not worry about cutting into the actual artwork. You can do that again once you put this actually on something. You're going to have extra. At least that's my experience. You always have extra, so you're able just to right off. So you'll see that here in a future video. So I'm going to continue to cut these things out, and I will be back. Alrighty, so I got all those trimmed out, and now we get to actually put the skin on the Arcade 1-Up. It's a pretty simple process, and what I do here is basically what you do for the entirety of the cabinet. It's all the same basic principles regardless of what you're doing. So you have your tape, you have your squeegee, and you have your knife. So all you have to do, first thing you're going to be using is the tape. So get this centered where you'd like it to be, depending on how you would like it. All right, now once you get it there, super simple, guys. All you gotta do is take your tape. You need 3 pieces. So then you tape it in 3 different spots. Here, at the back, and then on the other side. So there's that one. There, and then I think I'm gonna move this one further down this way. You can do it in the middle if you don't want to have so much that you have to try and get accomplished here. So there's that. So these line up. That's in the center. This basically keeps this from moving, like my camera currently is. All right, and then what you do is you take this and you peel the decal off from its sticky paper. Da, 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 da. Okay, and then you just peel it back to where you see this. Ta-da. That's peeled back to the tape. Take your razor and you just cut this off right where it is at here. There you go. And that's that. So this here is just me showing you the other angle in which to put this on here. Just make sure that you are putting that first little bit on there real firm, and then you can go ahead and start swiping with the squeegee there, making sure there's no bubbles as you go along. If there are any bubbles, it can be fixed. It's not permanent. You can pull it back up usually a little bit and are able to get that on there. I want to show you the other side too and how to accomplish that. You just basically peel that off and do exactly the same as what you did on the initial side. So just making sure that gets stuck on there really good. And then go ahead and start squeegeeing all the way to the edge. I also wanted to make sure that I showed you some of my cutting techniques here, so that'll be coming up next. So just make sure that once you get a good cut going, that you keep that tension on the decal, and I more or less just rest the knife on the actual RK1-Up and continue for a smooth cut all the way to the end. And there you go. That is it. Just a couple other quick tips for you. I've seen other videos where they mention to go ahead and tear this completely apart when it comes to your one-ups in order to get these side panels off and be able to access the kick plate as well as that other front panel there. If you're doing a Gen 1 like I'm doing, or even some of the other models, check right here and make sure that this, if it does come all the way down like that and also out, these will just slide right out. So you don't really need to take it all completely apart. You can just slide those on out and then go ahead and put your decals on and slide them back in. So definitely a little bit easier. Also, too, for the sides, I've seen videos where people remove this all completely. They strip this off. I use Goo Gone on there. I've done probably, I'd say 6 or 7 of these, and I've never removed this. Normally they stay on very, very well. If there is any issues, which have been few and far between, I just take a Q-tip, peel it back maybe a little bit if I need to, and put some glue in there, painter's tape, and put it back on, and wait for the glue to dry. Take the painter's tape off, and it's good to go. So that's just another quick tip that I use. If you feel more comfortable taking that all the way off and cleaning it, by all means do that. But me personally, I just don't. One other thing I did want to mention, if you decide not to take this completely apart in order to add on the decals, is just make sure that your bezel, you're able to remove that without taking anything apart. That's one other thing you do have to look at. This one here, it's got 4 screws, a little hard to see. There's one down there, and it just pops right off. I think most of them are like this, but I wanted to just make sure that I mentioned it so that way I don't put anyone in a particular situation or anything. And here is just a few snippets of me putting the sides on this arcade one-up machine. I just went through a long process of doing this. Again, it does take a lot of patience, especially your first few times doing this, but just wanted to show just a brief snippets of me cutting and getting this thing on here, so enjoy. So that is the skin for the cab or the decal. This is how it's looking right now, but we are not done. That's right. The shelving up here, I plan on making a neat topper for this, a unique one, and I want to show you this process step by step. First off here, we're going to talk about the light up part of the topper, which is these 4 3D printed items here of all the turtles. Got these from an Etsy shop called Just for Funzo. It's just, then the number 4, and then Fun ZO. He is a really, really cool guy. It makes a great product. These things, once you see them lit, hopefully you're as impressed as I was because they are too cool. And then, of course, I have some action figures here that I have. You can get these off of Amazon if you don't have them yourself. I believe it's $40 for 4 of them. So an easy buy, easy pickup if you like. And this here is actually my Arcade One Up marquee that from my old Turtles cab. I have a light up marquee now, and this kind of is a background for these here, these other stuff here. So we're gonna put this all together, slap it on top of that, and just show you how cool it is. Now that we have all this on here, let's just take a look at how magnificent this machine looks. Oh my goodness! I had to give you all the sides. So that is that topper there. I'm just in love with this thing, man. It is too cool looking. I want to show you the sides also, as well as the other side, making sure you get all the angles. We want all the angles here with this one, guys. It is too sweet. There it is, guys. I did what Arcade One Up was unable to do and made my Shredder's Revenge cab. I think this thing is too awesome. I've been staring at it for a while, and I just love how it ended up turning out. The light up marquee from Retro 530, not as bad as what it looks like on camera. I know on camera it looks like it's really really washed out. Not the case in real life though. It's just how my camera is. I did put bat tops on these too because I like the feeling of those a little bit easier. One other thing that I love about this cab is that since it is a Switch, it does have online capabilities, meaning that I can go ahead and play Shredder's Revenge with people online. So if me and my wife's down here, there's a party going on, or if I just want to hop on with some friends, I can use this cab for that. So to me, that's just awesome. But that's it for this cab here. We'll be moving on to other mod projects. As you can see, there's a little issue with my cabs here that I've done. That is the marquees. So I think I'm going to announce this is marquee season coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of upgrades to my marquees and getting those lit up and matching more of the rest of my arcade. So until next time, guys, keep it up and mod on. And like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks!